The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, has approved a draft of property tax regulation for the FCT to make property owners in Abuja start paying taxes on their properties. The executive chairman of the FCT-IRS, Haruna Abdullahi, who made this known to newsmen in Abuja on Sunday, said that Wike had approved some key initiatives to make tax regulation and tax payment in Abuja a success. Abdullahi said in the last 3 weeks, the minister has approved some initiatives that are huge and will certainly change the dynamics in terms of the bottom line. Suraj Oyewale, chartered accountant and fiscal policy analyst, joins me now to discuss this further. Good to see you and thanks for giving us your time. Quickly, your thoughts on the approval of tax collection from property owners in Abuja.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
It's okay for, all over the world, taxes play a very, very important role in government raising revenue. So from that angle, there is nothing that says, government cannot, cannot introduce any new taxes or regulations on taxes. That's that's well coded in the law. However, the question is that what actually happens is that the Minister for FCT has given the FCT Inland Revenue Service, that's the agency responsible for revenue collection in FCT, the power to go ahead and make some draft regulations for it. When we say draft regulations, we're talking about, how the taxes will work. In this instance, the tax is property tax regulations. Going strictly by the FCT Internal Revenue Act, the law that was established in 2015 that was passed by the National Assembly in 2015 to pass to actually allow FCT to generate its own revenue and have its own agency to administer these taxes. It is clearly stated in that law that the minister has the right to make that regulations. So from that angle, there is clearly nothing wrong in what the minister has said. So I would say it's actually something that is in order and that's something that's actually enshrined in the law.
What are the likely implications?
What that means is that, of course, from a government angle, more money for government, because we all know that government needs money to finance the various social goods, public goods and services the government is mandated to, to carry out to provide for the citizens. Of course, that means more money for them. And of course, it also means more money out of pocket from the people that own properties, people that sell properties, people that have all of these things. So from that angle, it's an outflow from the people and an inflow from the to the government. However, so the value now depends on what government uses the money for. Okay, if the money gets used for things that make the life of the populace, the life of the majority of the citizens better, then in that case you can say that that's a judicious use of money. Okay, because if you have property, that means you have a lot of money, you have good money at least. And if you are able to pay tax and government uses the tax for things that for the benefit of the general populace, the poor, the middle class, and everyone, in that case you can say that's a decent use of the fund. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm afraid the policy might not be one that has achieved anything.
What measures do you think the administration must take to ensure that the process is not abused by overzealous government officials?
The first thing is that there must be adequate education. Education is very, very important on taxes. Citizens need to be aware of how it works. Sometimes one of the problems we have in Nigeria is that people really don't know how taxes work. So it's very important that it's maybe some radio campaigns, some intensive campaigns, so that at the end of the day, everybody knows what this tax is about, how it will be collected, what is the process, what do I do, what is the assessment mechanism, and all of these things. Because if all these things are not out there in the public, then people can really abuse it. People do not know their rights, people do not know what they're meant to do. So it's very important that government places a very, very huge premium on on educating people. And at the same time, the government also needs to make sure that the people to administer it, the FCT Internal Revenue Service, the staff to administer it are people who are well behaved, people who understand it, who know how these things work. Okay, because if all these things are not there, then people really abuse it. Everybody uses it as an opportunity to make some personal gains rather than getting the value that this thing intends to bring.
Suraj, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
You are welcome. Thank you so much.